Hi everyone, this is the second collaboration that Georgia and I are doing, Georgia Harris, for our Who's That Pokemon ongoing series. I'm so excited. I love Pokemon and I love makeup, so this is just the best of both worlds, or all of my worlds really. So for the month of March, we took two different spins on it. So Georgia is doing something green, and I decided to go with something more directly related to Pokemon Go, which is Lucky Pokemon. So it's a lot broader than just something green, and in fact, I am not going to be doing green. Giving away maybe a little hint of it right now. And I have my Eevee headband on, but that is not a hint, it's just what I have. Before I get started, I might end up looking in the viewfinder a little bit because I don't have a mirror in front of me anymore. I have to get a new one, and I keep forgetting to do it until I sit down and film, and I just haven't been filming enough to think about doing it, and I only filmed one time previously in this spot, and I was really concerned with the last one I did. I kept checking, like, am I out of focus? How's the lighting? Are things shifting? So anyway, I just want to apologize for that in advance, but I'm going to be using probably mostly the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and I think the Viseart Editorial Brights as well. I want to do something fun and playful. I'll explain the concept of Lucky Pokemon for those of you who are unfamiliar. So I'm gonna do the tape thing. I already have foundation on, like general base makeup stuff, but I did it because I thought it would be easier. And sometimes I think back and I'm like, yeah, you know what? It really is not easier to do it that way, because then I have to clean stuff up. And I know this palette can get a little messy sometimes, but I'm hoping it will save me a little bit of time in the long run, because just going through the whole like base foundation thing, it's kind of tedious sometimes, because not a whole lot would be different. Actually, nothing would be different for this look. So I'm still struggling a little bit trying to remember where I packed everything and put everything. This is the gold palette, by the way, for those of you who have not seen it for a while. I'm going to put the blue. Well, I'm going to start with Python, this shade right here in the outer portion, and then maybe dip into some of the more colorful blues. This is going to be a blue and gold look. I'm still struggling, as I was saying, with where some of my stuff is. Stuff is everywhere. In the last video, I asked people for recommendations, and there were a few people who were like, oh, when you have everything set up, do an inventory or do a collection thing. And I was like, no, when I said stuff wasn't going to be set up, I meant it was not going to be set up, because I have stuff in about 4 different places right now. Most stuff is in boxes. I just don't have like the space or ability to really just set up and display everything. It's also really not going to be worth it, because I'm hoping that I will have my own place in a few short months. So then I will set everything up, and then I will worry about, you know, where everything is going to be and how I'm going to set everything up, all my makeup stuff, so that it's more functional for me. Right now it's not very functional, but I also need to sit down and really just gather everything in one spot again and sort through it appropriately. When it got down to it, I really just started packing things wherever I could, and I never really unboxed stuff into a different area. So I do have to do that. It's just been, as you can imagine, pretty busy, so I haven't been able to do what I wanted. I've also been a little sick, so it's meant a lot of early nights. I still have a dry cough, but it's doing a lot better now, so I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with that too much. Hopefully not too much through this video, but if there are some like weird awkward cuts, that's probably why, because I just had like a coughing fit. It's also because, you know, you talk for a long time. Sometimes even when I'm not feeling sick, I just end up going on like coughing sprees. I remember doing a live stream with somebody, and I just kept coughing and coughing and coughing through it. And yeah, I should probably have water in front of me. Probably. I need to clean my brushes again. I feel like I just did it, but where I haven't been filming, it's just weird. It's just a weird thing to get used to. So I'm taking this blue now from the Viseart Editorial Brights palette and just playing. So I was going to talk about Lucky Pokemon, since that is sort of the beginning inspiration for my look. So Pokemon Go introduced a concept called lucky Pokemon. And when you trade Pokemon with people, there's a chance that it can go lucky. And what that means is that it gets a slightly different background, and the real bonus is that it costs less to power up, which is beneficial if it's a good Pokemon. Sometimes you might just be trading stuff to trade stuff, and then you don't really get something that's worthy of being powered up anyway. But I thought it was kind of a cool feature, and I like the gold glittery background because of course I do. I'll show an example. I'll use Mewtwo as an example, and I'll show like what the screen looks like for Mewtwo regularly and what it looks like when it has a lucky background. And it's just kind of pretty, and I have some attachment to certain lucky Pokemon because of either they were things that I ended up using quite a bit, or just the stories about it. I'll talk about the specific one once I finish the look and let you guess a little bit, but I think the Pokemon itself is mostly blue. And then there's like a little hint of more, it's not really gold or yellow, it's kind of more like beige when I was really looking at it. So it's pretty though. In my opinion, it's one of the prettier Pokemon, and it's kind of funny, especially considering what it came from. What its original form is before it evolves. It's kind of funny. It's one of the best kind of evolution stories in Pokemon, so if you're a Pokemon fan, you probably already know. I've been playing a bit of Pogo, but I feel like I just haven't been able to play as much as I want to. Although as much as I want to is probably way too much. I feel like I transferred my makeup obsession to Pokemon Go, which, hey, I mean, it meant I was more active and more social, so that's something. Gave me something else to focus on and do and have quite a bit of fun with. So I'm dragging, this is the shade Aurum, and I'm kind of roughly dragging it in to this bluish shade. One of my favorite things is like the blue and gold together, but I always like blue and gold when it's kind of roughly together and not perfect, but I'm trying to get a little bit of an imitation of the Pokemon itself, but I'm also just taking inspiration, just like with the last one I did. I was like, this isn't a direct Pokemon look, but taking inspiration just from the colors or what the Pokemon makes me feel, and I feel like that's what I'm getting with this. I'm taking a little bit now of Aurora, which is this shade right here. It's a little bit more blue with a little bit of sparkle, but because it has the sparkle, it's going to help with the gold, because the gold is very metallic and sparkly. The coughing thing. Yeah, I really enjoy this palette, and I wish I had used it. This brush is too big. I wish I used it more, but right now I was just taking a break from it because I was using it too much. I'm using the yellow shade from the Uzi Art Editorial Brights palette. There's not really like a lot of yellow there, but I was just feeling this sort of rough inner corner. I was going to carve some stuff out. I was trying to gather as much as I possibly could to make this look functional, but I still could not find everything I was looking for. I was looking for some glitter, I was looking for some certain products that I wanted to have for this, and I just could not find it, and that's why I really need to sit down and straighten it all out. So anyway, I just roughly just took the tape off. I don't think it was that bad. I see a little bit of print on my face from the shadow and from where the tape was, but it's not too bad, and I'm not even putting extra product on my brush, so I think it just kind of cleaned up kind of nicely. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things here, so I'm going to take a black eyeliner. I was going to go with blue and gold, and I had a vision, but I couldn't find the products. So when that happens, you kind of just have to readjust. And it's not a bad thing. I've been experimenting with more dramatic eye looks and like leaving the eyeliner out, but I just prefer having the more dramatic eyeliner than leaving it kind of blank. I kind of want to fix this right here. I know this is going to end up being kind of messy and a little bit messier than I really intended it to be, but I don't know what happens with me when I sit down here to like do looks like this. It's like I'll have everything planned out, I'll know what I'm going to do, and then instead of taking the time to do it, I'm like, let's rush to finish. I mean, I know there's a few factors there. It's kind of like the fear of running out of space on my memory card, the fear of my camera battery dying, then just kind of getting anxious and getting in my head anyway. And sometimes I feel like the longer I spend on a certain look, the worse it ends up being, because I end up second guessing myself, and I end up thinking like, well, no, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, let's try this, let's try that, and then it ends up looking so much worse than if I had just done it in 20 minutes and left it alone. Like, I don't know if it would make a huge difference for me, except for making it worse if I spent a lot of time. But it's alright. It's more about the essence, the thought behind it, than the actual application, because it's not even a tutorial. I don't do them because I ain't good at them. So if you play Pokemon Go, I'm curious if you have any lucky Pokemon, what they are. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you want more lucky Pokemon? Do you have any fun trading stories? I like trading, I just don't do it enough. I have a couple of trades coming up. I did a special trade, so you can do a special trade once a day, and I gave somebody, my friend John, a Happiny today because I've hatched like 15 of them. I love hatching eggs. Definitely one of my favorite things. I just put some mascara on, by the way. I'm not sure exactly why I chose to do that at this particular point, but I did. Yes, I love hatching eggs. It's no wonder why I am Team Instinct. I think that's one of the things that was about one of the instinct qualities, was like hatching eggs. It's so true. It's fun to me. It's frustrating when you don't get good things hatching from the eggs, but it's generally pretty fun. And it's really exciting when you hatch some good stuff, so. Anyway, I gave him a Happiny today, and I think next week I am treating for a shiny Moltres, which I'm so excited for. I really wanted that fire chicken for a long time. And what else? Oh, I'm doing like almost a whole week of trading for shiny Swinub, because there was Swinub Community Day, and I'm gonna look into the viewfinder for 1 second while I put this blush on. I'm gonna trade somebody for a few consecutive days, because you can only do the one special trade a day, and we are going to trade shiny Swinubs to try and get a lucky one or a really good IV one, because Rayquaza is coming back to raids for the weekend. So not this weekend, but the weekend after, and I'm really excited because I don't have a Rayquaza yet. That's one of the reasons why I was sticking around with the game for a while, because I really wanted a Rayquaza. I felt sort of like a weird level 40 player. I finally hit level 40. That was a really cool accomplishment. It was kind of anticlimactic, but I'm really glad that I have that over and done with now. Although I'm not a strong 40 by any means. A lot of my experience came from friendship bonuses. I apologize in advance if you are my Pogo friend and I was like hoarding gifts so that I could get that XP, because I was like super desperate to hit 40, and I'm trying to be better about that. It's hard to coordinate with people that if you don't know who they are, and I feel like people know who I am, but I might not necessarily know who you are, and if you don't reach out to me, I don't know how to reach out to you to kind of coordinate lucky eggs, because you get a certain set amount of experience, but if you have a lucky egg on, you can double that experience, so it can be quite useful. I'm still collecting XP. I still do egg for large friendship bonuses, because if you're ultra friends, it's 50k, so with a lucky egg it would be 100, and if you're best friends, it's 100k, so 200 with the lucky egg, and it makes a difference. Like I I personally like seeing the experience go up. It just makes me feel better, especially because it took me so long to hit 40. I was looking for glitter and I could not find a single bit of gold glitter. Like, I found some loose glitter from Lit Cosmetics. It's pretty small glitter. The larger glitter I found isn't even really large glitter, and it's kind of has pink chunks in it, which isn't what I wanted. I did find Midnight Cowboy though, and I'm glad for that because this is the best glitter. I'm gonna just dot around the bottom because actually maybe around just around the whole outer portion, so including like right underneath my brow bone. The thing I like about these kind of fun videos is actually just going for it and just like, I'm gonna be a little bit weirder than normal. I don't know if this particular glitter, if I can even open it. It's a pretty thin glitter. I wanted to find, I think it was my MAC glitter. I don't know where half my stuff is. This is, again, the issue. I wonder if I put that in my brows, what that would do. Listen, this is going to be a problem because I'm going to start doing one thing and then it's going to lead to another, and the next thing I'm going to have like a literal full face of glitter. But I was going to film another video after this one thinking, yeah, I think it will be subtle enough. You know what? I still might do it anyway. I'm trying to take advantage of like the time I'm filming and film the most. So I'm just kind of pasting on a little bit of glitter just on the inner portion of my brows because I don't feel like I'm glittery enough. Never enough glitter. So I have a little bit of mascara on just to darken my lashes a little bit. Where is liquid liner? It's gold packaging, kind of appropriate. Because I definitely am doing the lashes. I don't think I did lashes for the last Pokemon look. I just like a little bit of black liquid liner by the lash line to help with the lash band. So I'm going to put my false lashes on and then I will be back, and I think I just maybe need a little bit more blush, maybe lipstick, but then I think I can call it because I think I've reached a good point with this look, and too much more might be overkill. Alright, so back with the lashes on. I think that they always make a huge difference. I'm going to put a nude lipstick on. I did toy with the idea of doing a blue, but I really didn't have the right blue. And then I thought about black, but I didn't think black really worked. Like, it kind of worked with the spirit of the Pokemon, but just not so much the way that I was thinking about it. Now I might actually put a little bit of glitter because I'm feeling a little crazy. I feel like you can always have more glitter, and that's also, like I said, kind of my problem because I don't know when to stop. Okay, I'm laughing because the glitter is just sort of turning the lipstick kind of gray. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner now. You know what? I don't hate that it's a little bit more gray. And I just used a different little brush to put on a little bit of that glitter. That works for me. I think this is pretty much all I need for the look, keeping it pretty simple overall. I'll take the Eevee headband off. This is the completed look. The Pokemon I chose was my lucky Gyarados. So Gyarados looks like this. This is my lucky one. This was, I still remember where I got this, who I got it from. I mean, it tells you who the trainer was, but I still remember the whole thing. I remember being at a raid. Lucky Pokemon were just recently a thing, and they were talking about guaranteed luckies, which is if you were trading Pokemon from 2016, you could get a guaranteed lucky for a certain point, as long as you didn't have a certain amount, and who you're trading for, etc., etc. Anyway, I remember this guy standing there talking about how he had a Gyarados from 2016 and how he wanted to trade for another one, and I was just right there and I was like, I happen to have a Gyarados from 2016. It's like, let's trade right now. We did. They went lucky, and it quickly became one of my favorite Pokemon, because at the time when I got it, I was a fairly weak under-level player. I mean, relatively speaking, I'm still a fairly weak under-level player despite being level 40, and this Pokemon, man, I battled with it so much. I used it so much, and I just grew really attached to it. I completely maxed it out. It is as fully powered as it can go, and it's just one of my favorite Pokemon. I love looking at it. I think it looks really good with the lucky background, and it's a Pokemon with like positive memories, and it's one of those things that I look at and I'm like, ah, yeah, life's good. Like it sounds so weird, and it's also one of the original Pokemon, which is like one of my favorite things. I'm just such an OG that just the original Pokemon always make my heart warm, and Gyarados is just awesome because Gyarados has that cool story coming from Magikarp, and Magikarp's always like made fun of and really is super weak and terrible, but then evolves into Gyarados, which is beautiful and strong, and it's just like, I love that. I really love that. Anyway, that is my Pokemon look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any lucky Pokemon or what Pokemon you would love to have lucky. I would also like to give a special shout out to Sis if you're watching. Thank you for watching. Let me know what some of your favorite Pokemon are, and if you have any suggestions for maybe next month. April is actually my birthday month, so April is probably gonna have to be something pretty good, but I'm not sure, so I'm open to suggestions. So Sis or anybody else, let me know what you would like to see for a theme, and I will talk to Georgia about it, and we'll come up with something fun for April. I'm really excited to keep this series going. I'm really thankful to Georgia for collaborating with me and for wanting to keep this going as well. She is just amazing. If you haven't already checked out her channel, please do. She is just an absolute delight and just one of the best people on YouTube ever. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead of you, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.